Good morning, guys. I'm here again this morning to talk about something extremely important. And it is because of the video that I watched recently where Oyedepo asks, is it Oyedepo or Adeboye? It should be one of them. Asked his congregation to be combing their hair. And all of them came to the church and started to comb their hair. The reason I want to talk about this issue is that when you tell people, especially the brainwashed, that religion is one of the reasons why people are extremely poor in Africa, they don't want to believe you. Now, let me ask this very simple question. If Adeboye has that kind of influence on his congregation or his members, to the extent he asks them to bring to the church comb, to be able to comb their hair, and everybody started combing his or her hair in the church, what I want to ask there is, if they have such influence on the people, if Adeboye, Oyedepo, Christo Yakilome, Christo Kotier, and many of them who have a large congregation, and most of these congregations are jobless. They spend their money on tithes, on daily offering, and sowing of seed. The money they would have used to train their children in good school, the money they would have used to treat their children of diseases and all that, they gave it to a fellow man or a fellow woman in the name of tithe and offering. And at the end of the day, they return back home poor and go on Facebook, Instagram, and start holding government responsible for the poverty in the land. Now, what I want to say is that if these people have that kind of influence on the people, why can't they speak life? Just the same way they ask people to bring comb to the church and start combing their hair. Why can't they speak life into their congregation and tell them that I want everybody, if you don't have a job, stop waiting for government to provide you with a job. I want everybody, every single member of this church, to think of what he can do, to think of where he can help himself, what kind of petty business he can start. And you will see that people will start thinking of what to do. People will start thinking of how to employ themselves. It is not like government that employ people. You can create a job for yourself. People will start thinking of what to do, how to be able to put one or two together, to be able to be helpful to himself and to that of his family. If somebody can tell people, bring comb to the church, and everybody brought their comb and started combing their hair, why can't that same person and these other big people who are controlling Christendom in Nigeria speak life into jobless young able men and women who are in the church spending the whole of their time, morning, afternoon, evening, every Sunday, pay transport, buying clothes, doing their hair, paying tithe and offering, paying soul of seed, paying whatever. And at the end of the day, their children cannot attend good school. Why can't you speak life into their life? Why can't you tell them to be industrious, to do one or two things, to be able to render, give an employment to people, to employ themselves, self-employment? At least somebody who can be able to know how to prepare one or two things. And if he comes to you and he doesn't have money, there are people in that same church who can help financially. And you will be given job that you are not only helping that person, but both his own family. Why can't we help ourselves? Why must we rely on government for everything? The government has failed us. We all know that. Most the preachers and the leaders of church also fail us.